Hello and welcome to another video from Seabits Tech. This is a vintage dot matrix printer. Didn't really need it, but I watched a YouTube video about another dot matrix printer and I want to listen to the sound. And apparently this would work on my vintage 8-bit BBC microcomputer from the 80s, and it will also work on Windows 10 and possibly Windows 11. So as an impulse purchase I clicked buy now, and it's boxed and working. Well, that's what it was listed for. So after paying, the seller, there was a little bit back and forth with the seller because I needed it delivered on a certain date, and he was amenable to that. And then when he'd actually dispatched it, he sent me a message saying there's a problem with the printer. I've tested it again before sending it, and right, it's actually boxed and I can't get into here without knocking the camera over, so I'm going to get it out of this box and we'll just be left with the other box in a minute. There it is. So I was in danger of slicing my finger open there. Okay, so yeah, basically he sent me a message after he dispatched it saying he couldn't get it working. All he could get out of it was a line feed error or a paper feed error. He said get it, have a look at it, and if you can't get it working, he said let me know and I'll send you a return paid label. Oops, shit. There goes my coffee cup. Good job it's in that. So I said I've got some basic repair skills, so I'll see how it goes. I've left my screens on. Let's turn those off. Right, so, and I've got to get it done today because tomorrow is the day I want to send it back if I get a chance. So this is the third delivery I've had this week. Big deliveries, 2 lots of 100 plus cassettes. They're going back because they were all mouldy. They're in earlier videos. And this one as well might end up going back. So I've got to go to the post office, but luckily I've sold some Agfa cassettes. So they'll be going back. It's fairly heavy. It's quite dense, let's put it that way. Oh look, it's a little bit yellow in there. I don't care about that, to be honest. I just want the sound. So the plan is today in this video is to get this printer up and try and do a test print. If I can do a test print, I'm going to keep it. But I need an adapter to connect this to my Windows 10 or 11 computers, which I didn't order because they're quite expensive, and if I was sending the printer back I didn't want to waste that money. And my BBC Model B 8-bit computer from the 80s isn't very convenient to get to, so I will need a cable for that, and I don't even think I've got one. It's not one in the box, so I'll have to order that as well, but I'm not ordering those unless I know this is working. But I think this type of printer has a test mode, so, and it's got the manual, and I might have to do a bit of googling to find out what it is. So let me unplug it now. I'll plug it in, should I say now, see what happens. And it'll be pretty amazing. That printer, I don't even know what year it was, I'm guessing it was 1990s, and it'll be pretty amazing if a printer from the 90s is more convenient to use than a modern day printer, which take ages to set up, and you've got to have the drivers, and basically HP printers, I don't recommend those anymore, because if you want to scan from your own printer that you bought to your own computer, you have to create an account with HP nowadays, and that's just absolute nonsense. So right, the lights are on and it says paper out. Hang on a second, there's a bit missing. There it is. This is the sheet feeder. Oh man, my office is so small, I put that big box in front of the door so I can finish this video, but all my paper is actually downstairs. So let's see if that just, I guess that just slots on. Yeah, there's a couple of circular indentations there, which I guess go on these pegs. And I literally haven't handled one of these since about the 90s. I didn't use them very often then, so that must come up somehow. Oh, look at that. Oh, the ribbon is out. Let's get a closer shot of that. The ribbon isn't in properly. That might be why it's not working. I doubt that this ribbon is working. So if you don't know, which anyone born in the last 40 years won't know probably, this is the equivalent of your ink cartridge. So this is a ribbon which is impregnated with ink. And this one is probably dried out. That's fine, I can get replacements for these. And what happens is, the dot matrix part, let's see if I can figure out how to slot this back in. Oh, simple as that. No, that's not right. That I think goes in there. Oh, you can't really see it. Let's get in there. Oh my word. I should read the manual, shouldn't I, really? Oh, there we go, it's in. That should be in there. There we go. Nope, not done it, hang on. Let's read the manual, there you go. 987, so the manual was copyrighted 1987 in September. And it's got the unpacking things which I've completely ignored. I'm just going to read how to install the ribbon. The printer ribbon is enclosed in a cartridge and is very easy to install. There we go, I think I figured it out. I took the cover off and turned the printer off. It should be off when you do this, and move the printer head into the middle. So the ribbon goes in, where's my pointer? Behind the head. Sorry, that side of the head, but this side of that little metal bar. And then that slides in like that, and then just tighten it up like that. So what happens is, imagine that my hand is the ribbon. You've got some pins in here, a row of pins, 8 or 9 perhaps, and the pins stamp through the ribbon onto the paper behind, and that's how your characters are formed. But I don't think it's working, so let me turn it back on again, see what happens now. So we've got all these lights on. I would imagine something else should have happened. The online button, none of the buttons appear to be working, and I don't know why. I don't think there's any sensors for the lid, so it appears to be stuck. So let me do some googling. Lovely manual, this is what we want, the maintenance self-test. So that is in the setup. This is brilliant. The manual is written in English using actual words. So this is the paper feed type. So at the back is if you've got continuous fan fold paper. The front is for single sheets, which is what we're using. So let's adjust that roughly to the centre. It said it should go in about 1 inch, which it has. That's about 2.5 centimetres. And then you use the knob on the side to move it into position. Ooh, that's very satisfying. And there is a slider here, which, watch this bar as I move it. You can move it forwards, so if you're putting, they used to have carbon paper, so you could do duplicate or triplicate copies, so you'd have a white sheet of paper in, and then you'd have a black thing with ink on one side, ink impregnated paper, which you put there, and then you put your white one here, so it prints on the top copy but pushes down and also prints on the second copy. That's how you get duplicate or triplicate. But for now we've got cheap modern day paper, which is let's straighten up a little bit, which is very thin, so we need it in a far back position. And that's taken me about 10 minutes just to figure out how to get the paper in. But it is a manual written in English. No, none of this online malarkey. So let me just see how to do the test print. There we go, printer self-test. So let me read that. Okay, so the power needs to be off. There's a quite heavy switch on the side. So I've turned that off. All the lights go out. Then we need to hold the LF switch, the LF button, which is, oh, you can't see that. Let me show you that. Hold the LF button, line feed that stands for, and then turn the switch on. Yeah, nothing is working. So it worries me that we've got this situation here. It looks like the printer is stuck. So I think that might be an error code. So Let's try these other ones. Nothing. No, that one is literally stuck. Okay, it's not stuck now, so let's try it again. No, so something's wrong. Let me do a little bit of troubleshooting. Okay, there's a second self-test where you hold both of these on down while turning the machine on. So I'll do that now. No, so that doesn't work at all. So there must be either something wrong or some other setting I need to look at. Figured out what the problem is. On the side of the printer, something is missing. There's a whole extra bit that's supposed to be in there where you connect up. There's like an interface box that slides in there, and without that it's not going to work. So it's not even complete. So I better not knock over the camera, check the box. Yep, there's a part missing. It's not going to work at all. Without that part, there is no way to connect up any computers to this printer without that interface cartridge there. You see, there's supposed to be something that's it's removable because there's a load of settings that you can change on that. But unless you've got that part, see, there's a pin, there's something right on the bottom there, which you can't really see. So that's where the connector attaches, right at the back. So this whole module is missing. So yet another eBay fail, honestly. It's almost everything I order from eBay is faulty or not as described, and it's might mean that I don't actually order anything from eBay anymore. So that is it for this video. I don't even know whether this video will ever make it onto YouTube, so that's a complete waste of time. I'm now off to do a little bit of research on whether I can get one of those and then contact the seller, probably to return this non-functioning printer. So just in case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.